Hey everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the Test Chamber. I am personally very sorry that it has taken a month and a half or it's been a month and a half since the last episode. Personally, I have had to go do a bunch of things for some other projects, for this project, traveling, so it kind of just always happened to fall on a weekend or a Thursday, and it made it really hard to actually get a good Test Chamber thing set up. But don't worry, we're back with a bombshell. I'm kind of upset that no one's actually picked up on that joke yet, because today we're talking about Crossfire, the second most asked question behind where's bunny hopping. It is literally like there's a where's Zen, where's bunny hopping, oh where's Crossfire. So don't worry, we're going to be talking about
the three most important mechanics in our video game.
The three things. The trifecta of questions. So today we're going to be talking about, someone walks in my door. Today we're going to be actually talking about Crossfire. But first.
And we're going to be talking about the general state of development and how things are going to be working going forward, because now that we've, passed the retail release, things are going to be changing, and we'll get to that in a bit.
Yeah, but first, Jordan, why don't you introduce yourself?
Oh, yeah, hi. My name is Jordan Fanaris. I'm a level designer for Black Mesa. I was responsible for Undertow and Stack,
if you don't
as well
like
as
Undertow,
various
you can blame him.
Bits and pieces. Yeah, if you don't like Undertow, you can blame me personally, and find out where I live and post threatening things on my door and all that good stuff. Yeah, please don't actually do that. I would not appreciate it. But if you feel very strongly about Undertow, you got to do what you got to do.
Yeah. So Jordan's been on the team for what now? A couple of years now?
2.5 years, something like that.
He's been around longer than I have. He's an old man.
Yeah, I got you your job.
You did. Jordan was the one who was like, "Hey, come work for Black Mesa." I was like, "All right," and so I did. So
it all went downhill from there.
Yeah, and so in the past month and a half, we've actually had a lot happen. But I'm gonna highlight just the recent patch that we've had since the summer sale. There was a bit of time between when we made a patch right before the summer sale, and the summer sale patch kind of broke some stuff. And then it took us a little bit longer than we had hoped to fix. And so we're going to talk about that patch. We're going to apologize profusely for it. And then we're also going to talk about how things are going to be better. And we're actually pleased and happily able to say, like, there's a bunch of cool stuff coming up. So I'm going to start off by bringing up the patch notes, because they are actually a bit of a doozy.
Make sure you read every item on the list individually.
So it's rather short. It's a hot fix for the summer patch, and I actually realized that the forums didn't actually have the patch notes posted. We posted them everywhere else except the forums, and usually the forums are the first place that we post it. So drop the ball on that one. So anyways, so here's the patch notes for 0.1.1, which came out a few weeks ago. Just a bunch of fixes. We fixed like the Glock texture. We fixed a couple of animation pops. A couple of texture things that I actually didn't know were a bug, but apparently were. Let's see. We removed some unused settings that we don't use. Sorry guys, we don't have auto aim. We don't have auto aim.
Those were just artifacts that showed up in the menu and didn't actually do anything.
Yeah, we fixed Zombie Gordon. I'm so sorry about this. I did talk to our lead programmer, and I was asking him and came down to the point of begging him to make it so that you could actually put a console command in and swap back to the Zombie Gordon version. As a feature. I was hoping that we could do it via cheat code, but apparently the code is really like it's really messed up, and it's really not that it's not that good of a
it's difficult. It's not as easy as it sounds to do that.
So maybe in the future, he said that maybe we can do it, but for now you are stuck with Gordon Freeman's wonderful hands. Rest in peace, Zombie Gordon. So let's see. We also fixed some of the chargers not working with some of the save games. That was a really weird one. Added the, so here's the big one. We disabled auto run by default. I just skipped over that. That's not the big one. The big one is all of the single player map source files. That is the VMFs.
Yeah, the ones that you can open up and hammer, edit, compile, do whatever you want with,
are now free for those who own the game. So if you have Black Mesa, and if you haven't found this out already, you can just go to BMS, the BMS folder under Steam Apps, and go to the map source folder, which is map src, and in there you will find the entirety of the Earthbound VMF files for you to mod, fix all those bugs that we haven't gotten to yet, or expand upon as you wish. Those should work with the current workshop if they're less than 100 megabytes, but a lot of the times they aren't going to be. So we are, in fact, there is a workshop update planned that will fix that 100 megabyte cap along with a bajillion other things, but we don't have a timeline for that just yet. So we are going to only say that.
Yeah, well, while we're on the topic of development timelines, we should probably discuss the next thing on our itinerary, which is changes to the development team and process now that we have, released on Steam and gotten all of the financial work done.
We got the boring stuff out of the way, basically.
Yeah. The situation before was that, we're an entirely volunteer team as a mod team. That has, that's been the way we've operated for the entire development cycle, but that has its issues. Namely, it's really hard to set a deadline or projected date for anything because it's really hard to get anyone to commit to doing a set amount of work, and people tend to disappear, and it's really hard to get anything done when someone critical to the process can just drop out for a month halfway through and just throw everything into chaos. So now that we've got money in the picture, we have been working on bringing new people onto the team, paid people, and that's going to help greatly expand our ability to just get anything done.
Basically what this means is that hopefully you won't be able to see, well, actually I'm not even going to say hopefully, you won't be seeing the month and a half to get a patch out to fix things.
Yeah.
That was huge ball that we dropped, and we feel horrible about it, and we apologize for that. So we are still kind of hiring, so if you want, go check out the job posting site, the job posting subforum over on forums.blackmesa.com, or blackmesasource.com, sorry. So we are still hiring a 3D artist and programmers, multiple 3D artists, I forget, but we're hiring some people. So if you have C++ and source programming experience, send us your resume. If you have 3ds Max experience and Hammer and like organic and inorganic modeling, send us your resume and your portfolio. We'd love to be able to see it. So we're hoping that we're bringing on more
what
people
that means is, these new additional hires remove a lot of the bottlenecks that we had, because previously there were a lot of things that could only be done by one person. And, if that person was busy with something else or, wasn't around, it was, it would take weeks to get anything done. So from this point on, everything that we do will be, greatly accelerated. This is the whole reason, that we decided to release with early access, is because, without this additional manpower, everything just takes, 5 times as long. Yeah. So from this point on, there will be much more frequent updates. The updates that come will be much bigger, and, we'll hopefully be able to support the game much better once we get those people, integrated into the team and, restructure everything around them.
So again, we apologize. It really shouldn't have taken us a month and a half to get that bug fixed out, but it did. It happened. We learned from it, and we're going to improve on it, because that's not fair to you guys.
It's embarrassing and unprofessional for us, but hopefully now we'll be able to. This is good news for anyone who likes Black Mesa.
Yeah. So, speaking of anyone who likes Black Mesa, show of hands, who's ready to see Crossfire? All right. So
we'll imagine that everyone raised their hands.
We'll just imagine everyone raised their hands.
We got to give a little disclaimer first,
yes.
And explain the process that we're doing for Crossfire. So the way we essentially developed the initial multiplayer maps was each map was primarily one designer's project. You know, I had Undertow. You know, JP had Stockyard, etc.
I was working on Lambda Bunker with Chan. Yeah. I was kind of more of the floater. I was actually around. I was trying new things, and
being our social media specialist.
Yeah, picking up where things needed to be. We're picking up where things needed to be picked up. But so we.
The reason that Crossfire was not included is that it was kind of seen as something that was too big to hand to one person, and was something that we want to have all hands on deck from the level design team on. So Crossfire is going to come out to the public soon.
Very soon.
We don't have we have an internal release date, but we don't want to release that, you know, just for professionalism reasons, because, you know, shit happens.
And we're Black Mesa.
But yeah, and we're Black Mesa.
But
so what we're going to do is we're going to broadcast the development of this publicly. Basically, what we're going to do is we're going to be posting work in progress blogs on a weekly or bi-weekly basis.
Basically, whenever we can get stuff together for it.
Whenever we can get stuff together for it, the development for it is going to go very fast, because we're going to have, you know, probably 4 or 5 people working on this, as opposed to any of the other multiplayer maps, which were primarily...
You'll be able to get a very expedited idea of what it's like to make a Black Mesa multiplayer deathmatch map, and kind of be remaking one of the classics. So you'll be able to do stuff. So if we're going to be showing off like the art style, stuff that we want to do with that, plans that we had, stuff that we tried, stuff that didn't work, things that did work, why it works, why we liked it, and then we're also going to be going through and taking questions from you guys, and whatever you guys want to see, we'll be able to try and actually answer and make a blog post about it sometimes. But I think without further ado, should we just unveil it now? Because a lot of people are asking me about it.
The biggest difference is, you know, this map's development is going to go very quickly and is going to be done entirely in the public eye. There will be no mysteries as where Crossfire is anymore. You know, you'll know where it was within the last week.
All right, so where were we? I'm sorry about that, guys. So where were we? I think we were at the wonderful big reveal after the big disclosure of we've been working on Crossfire now for a little while. So this is the version that you will be watching now grow.
Yes, it is not pretty, but it is fun to play and functional.
Yeah. And
the prettiness process is the bit that we're going to be blogging about.
Yes, and we'll talk about some of the gameplay stuff, but enough chitter chatter. I'm going to just jump right on in, and we'll go to BMS in game. But come back. There we go. All right, there we go, and you can kind of see it. So this is what Crossfire looks like when you develop Crossfire. Yay! As I say that. So this is here's your kind of sign of life here. Crossfire exists. This is playable. One of the reasons that we were kind of delayed today was that we were going to have a bunch of developers come in and we were going to play test it while we are streaming and talking about it.
Yeah, but hosting online games on a particularly unstable day for the developer build is harder than it should be.
We had a couple of things that were being committed today, and it mucked things up. So this is the courtyard. This is the courtyard for Crossfire. Take note of what this looks like now, because you'll be able to see it grow as time progresses. You'll be able to see it, and you'll be able to even give feedback on it. Speaking of feedback, did you reveal the big thing?
What big thing?
The final bullet point that we haven't said about this? No.
No, I haven't.
So, all right. So, all right. So the big.
My apologies for fucking it up, but like.
No, that's fine actually, because now we have this big reveal. So this is what.
I don't even know what this is gonna be. I await with bated breath.
Bated breath.
Beta.
So this is Crossfire. It works. It's there. It's playable. The nuke, it drops. It's fun. But it doesn't look pretty. We wouldn't release this. So we want to make sure though that you guys get a say in how Crossfire is developed, because we all know you want it, and we want to make sure it is done right. And so I'm actually happy to say that soon you guys, as in you, all the watchers, will be able to come in and play the developer version of Crossfire on the Black Mesa public beta sometime soon.
We don't have any more details soon. This is soon.
This isn't like,
this is like immediate future.
Potentially next week. Soon.
Yeah.
But
it's just a matter of figuring out the technical aspects and distribution and all that.
Yeah.
And then it will be available for everyone to test out and give us your feedback, and then you'll be able to see how we implement that feedback in the weekly updates.
Yeah. And this is just kind of the big thing that I've always harped on, is that we want to bring you guys in into the fold kind of development, and we want to make sure that you guys can get a chance to say what you guys want to say. Like, if there's something you don't necessarily like, say it. We'll listen.
We're fully aware that this team has a long-standing negative reputation for being very opaque. So we want to try to, now that we're in early access and now that we've had, a retail launch, and people are, have put money into this and have a vested interest in seeing how it progresses, we want to try and make sure that, everyone gets to, learn as much as possible before we put anything out. We want to be open.
Yeah, and that's the big thing for me. I want to teach people what game development is like, because it's kind of fun and exciting when you actually understand what's going on behind the scenes. And it also makes you a little bit less of an angry player. So it's work in progress right now. That is the big thing. I probably should have made an overlay that says slap across, like, boom, big work in progress. But don't worry. Over the next time frame, you're going to see Crossfire turn into that Crossfire that you played and know and love, and it's going to be better. And you get to be able to say things about that and say, I don't like that this crossbow is right here, type of thing. And you can say, and if enough people say that, we're going to definitely listen and probably even do something about it.
Even do something about it.
Yeah, we're going to do something about it.
Way to be non-committal, Joe.
It is the game developing way.
Yep.
No, that completely undermines what I just said. But we want to hear what you guys think. We want to bring you into the fold a bit. We want to show you what it's like on the other side, the man behind the curtain. We're going to pull down that curtain, and we're going to let you see what it's like, and it will be fun, and it'll be exciting, and it might make some people angry. It might make some people happy, but you know what? This is what we're doing.
We're going to peel away the skin and look inside the guts of computer games. Yeah. This is the future.
So the big points for that, we're going to have potential blogs. Actually, the first one's going to go up tonight or tomorrow, which is basically just a recap of everything that we said today, nothing new. Then we'll start doing more and more blogs coming soon. There will be a thread going up on the forums asking for questions about Crossfire and or multiplayer development that you guys are going to ask, and we will answer it in a blog format. Maybe even we'll answer some of them on stream. We'll talk about art style, we'll talk about texture synergy, we'll talk about all the technical stuff, we'll talk about the not technical stuff, and we'll go through there. And then the big piece de resistance is, if you want, you can opt into the public beta, which is absolutely free if you own Black Mesa, and you will be able to play Crossfire with us, not like just alone. You'll be able to play Crossfire with us, the developers, me and Jordan, JP, Sean, anyone else, and you'll be able to come and play with us on this and have your say. I mean, we're breaking down the amount of steps between player and developer, and we're just making it straight up player developer.
It's gonna be cool.
It's gonna be fun,
especially now that we've got once we bring on new staff and restructure things, we're gonna be able to implement that feedback a lot quicker too.
Yeah.
Because right now we've got a lot of our pipeline for going from fixing something in our developer build to getting it pushed out on Steam is pretty terrible, to put it bluntly. So that's going to be much better from here on out.
Yeah. And I've said it in previous streams. I'm saying it again now. We are striving to be better.
Yeah, what we're basically doing is we're taking a group of strangers on the internet and forging them into a professional development team, which is tricky. So that we cannot thank our player base enough, which is you guys, the kind of people who come out and post on the forums and watch these streams and stuff, for having patience. Because if there's anything that being a fan of Half-Life or Black Mesa requires, it is a great deal of patience. So, all right, so I'm just going to let the bomb drop. So, again, you'll be seeing more information about it, so stick to the Twitters, stick to the Facebooks, stick to the Steam groups, stick to all those things, and you will be able to continue to see stuff. And I promise you, it's not going to take 5 years to develop Crossfire. So from there, I think unlike the 30 years it's going to take to develop Zen.
See, I thought
okay, we've got to give.
I thought the current internal schedule was 600 years.
There was that delay.
Oh, right.
I had forgotten about that. I haven't been as active as I should have been.
Yeah. I think we bumped it up from it was originally 30, and then it was and then it was 450, and then it was 600. So
while we're here, I'd like to take a second to dispel one of the more persistent complaints that we get. Since we've spent this entire chat talking about multiplayer, a lot of people are justifiably concerned that we are just focusing on multiplayer and that Zen isn't being worked on, and that is not true. We have a couple of people working on Deathmatch. Deathmatch is...
You're talking to them now.
We are pretty much the Deathmatch team right now, plus like 2 other people. So the rest of the team is going full steam ahead on Zen, and it is going pretty well. Some of the stuff that we've seen posted on our forums, our internal forums, and some of the stuff that our developers have been working on is pretty incredible. It's just not, publishable yet. And based on the progress we've been making, as well as the new hires, it's going to go a lot faster. And that is being worked on, and progress is being made on Zen. And as soon as we have something that we can show, and we will show it.
Yeah.
But right now, it's a lot of, half-broken developer builds and prototypes and all that stuff. So with our new workforce, it's getting worked on quickly. Progress is being made. I'm optimistic.
Yes. Say choke here really quick. We're kind of being a little less formal than usual, just because, we just wanted to be like, guys.
Yeah, you can only get so far with the sanitized press kit type stuff.
I know I get a lot of people on the team call me Mr. PR because I speak PREs a lot, and I'm trying to not.
That's why I'm here.
I'm trying to develop my own style, so.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes you just got to level with people. That's a complaint that we've had a lot is, why are you working on Deathmatch? Nobody cares about Deathmatch. We just want Zen. And that is not the case. The vast majority of our team is currently working on Zen, and work is coming along on that really at about the rate. Yeah, really nicely. It's about the rate I would expect, if not a little bit better.
Yeah.
And we're still very early in that process.
And don't freak out. I see a lot of people are like, but we're not going to see anything about Zen. When we are ready to talk about Zen, trust me, you will know.
Yeah, and Zen is going to be, it's going to be good.
Yeah.
Based on everything, the amount of planning and documentation that has gone into this before we even started, developing it proper. Before anyone opened Hammer or Maya or whatever and made any assets that would ever go into the game, there was a lot of planning that went into this, and it's going to be much bigger and much better and much less of a rushed, sloppy ending. Our end goal is that when we release the final retail version of the game, it will be, a
absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, it will be a worthy successor. It will be a worthy alternative to playing Half-Life 1.
Yeah.
Even there's a lot of things in the Earth levels of the game that were acceptable when we were a mod, and were fine then, but we are going back to and reworking and fixing and touching up to make the whole game a lot more polished and professional. So Zen is not the only thing we're working on for single player. There's lots of other stuff coming down the pipe for that. So by the time we release Zen, everything else will have been brought up to a much higher standard than it is now.
Yeah. So I'm going to interject because it is time for some community deathmatch play. Speaking of deathmatch, we're going to go play some deathmatch now with the community.
Okay, cool.
So
I'm a fan of video games.
So you can either so we have two options. You can either join on me or go find your own server, and then I'll announce both the IPs. That way we can cover instead of just playing with 14 people, we can all play with like
30. I'll hop in one, you can hop in another. Let's go play some.
I'm in which one am I in? The Team Deathmatch official. I'm in NYC3 again. So if you guys want to come join me, I'm playing Gasworks on Team Deathmatch on NYC3. Jordan will say what he's in. I'm going to go quickly make an announcement on the Black Mesa Steam group to come play with devs. And we'll go from there. And then you guys will play for our usual time.
Okay. Sounds like a plan.
Sounds like an awesome plan. So again, guys, sorry if it was kind of like the not as exciting like thing, because we talked a lot through this one. We didn't show off as much. We talked a lot, and
I think that we cleared up a lot of,
and we wanted to just make sure that we didn't screw anything up, and we wanted to make sure that we don't screw up anything more in the future. So thanks for bearing with us. I promise that the next test chamber will be a lot less talking. It'll be more showing, less telling.
Yes.
So
as we've had a lot of less than exciting under the hood developments that are going to be very important in the future, but don't give us anything sexy to show off in the in our streams. All right, let's
play
find
NP with
online server
developers. Black Mesa.
Okay, so I am going to be on Team Deathmatch San Fran 1.
You want to send me the IP for that?
I will do that right now.
Matt Score is asking when are we going to be showing Crossfire. Don't worry about it. I'm going to be going through, I will be taking pictures of that very soon, and we will be posting them up on Facebook. Along with the blog post that's going out.
The first blog post will be going up soon, and that'll basically just reiterate everything that was said here for those people who missed the stream and would rather read than listen.
Alright, so there's my IP. There's your IP. This is one of the downsides of having like only 2 people running these, though, is that I have to like run everything at once. Can you tell us, Boogeyman, which I think that's Fury, I think you said, can you tell something about the upcoming multiplayer code changes? I don't think we have any. Do we have anything to say about the
multiplayer code changes?
I don't know of anything.
No, because I don't think we have specific details figured out for those yet. The programming team is one of the aspects where we're hiring the most new people, because it's very difficult to find people who can program well for free. So there's going to be a lot more programming stuff in the near future. But I don't think that we have any code changes in the immediate pipeline.
I know probably why you're asking that, and we are still looking at them.
Yeah, there are many issues that people have reported, and we are not ignoring those. We're considering which ones we can deal with in the future. Right now, our programming team's bandwidth is pretty limited. So hopefully, once we finish getting all these new hires on board, we'll be able
in the background right now. I'm just booting up sound. Someone's asking that, and so yeah.
Yeah. Once we get all those new programmers on board, we will be able to be, the bug squashing extravaganza that everyone wants to see and that we have wanted to be for a long time. But for right now,
that's it.
We're aware of the issues, and we're working our hardest to deal with them.
All right, so I've just popped on some of the Black Mesa soundtrack, and I've sent out the announcement. So come on in, guys, come and play. I'm on New York City, or NYC official server 3. Jordan's on San Fran 1. Kind of got East Coast, West Coast going on. If you're a European, I suggest probably coming onto the East Coast one. If you're not from Europe, I suggest going to the West Coast one. So
yes,
leave
New York to the European players.
Yes, and so, am I going to be in the right?
Come and join me on the best coast.
Drop that. All right, I think that works. Yep. Okay, we're good. So, I don't know if you have chat up. Do you have 2 monitors? I forget if you have 2. But keep chat up.
I do, but the second one isn't plugged in, so I have one.
Oh,
if you want to relay any questions or anything like that, then feel free.
There we go. Tell me if the sound bounces off for anyone.
Your opponents now have the lead.
First death of the game.
So we're currently streaming off me as in Joe. Currently streaming off of me. Oh, Chris is in my server too.
Okay, well, I will be chilling over here in San Francisco 1.
So,
My goodness.
I just keep getting going. So, I mean, we pretty much covered a lot of heavy stuff on the it's kind of annoying that it has to sometimes go through and do that, but we felt like it was something that we really needed. If there's anything else that you guys want us to talk about on the test chamber, I say this every time, totally come and join us, or don't come and join us, or do come and join us. Tell me either on the forums or on you can tweet at us or post on our Facebook page. I keep those up almost all day, just as like my set amount of things that I keep up. So if you
we are not difficult to contact if you
and if you want, and if you really want to if you have a community server that you want to get populated sometimes, let us know maybe a few days ahead of time, and we'll go check it out. And if we think it's good and stable enough and you're not going to like do anything bad, we'll host these after stream test things on your community server, and we'll give a nice shout out to your community. Oh, speaking of shout outs, I wanted to give a shout out. I did it in the forums, but I want to do it now. Shout out to the Hazard Course team. They're working on a mod recreating hazard cores, and I'm working on the sound, guys. 1 sec. And
did they have they hit a milestone or something?
they just hit a milestone. They have just hit internal beta.
Excellent.
So they said that they're going to be seeing some stuff soon, whatever soon may be.
They learn well. They follow our example.
Yep. So if you're missing hazard cores, keep an eye on those guys. I think they have something up on ModDB. I think that's where it was. So definitely check that out. But I wanted to give a shout out to those guys. I hope to actually, if they're watching, Crypt, I don't know if you're there. I totally want to bring them onto the stream, and talk to them about what they've been doing with that. So that might be the one time when I break my rule about having like only 2 people on the stream.
All right. Well,
Make it work.
yeah, if you want to reach out to those guys, maybe on the next episode we'll have a Hazard Course crossover.
Yeah, or in the future ones. I'm not really too sure, but
yeah, we'll see. Who knows
we'll
how
see.
difficult it is to get in contact with the Hazard Course team.
oh right, I'm using a 257 mod. I was actually going to show this off, and then we did the Crossfire stream, so I'll have to show it off next time. Have you seen this mod? It's a 257 reskin. It's really nice. I don't remember who made it though off the top of my head, so I'll have to look
Which
for it
one?
later. It's a 257 remake.
I have not.
Yeah, look it up. It's pretty
I've
good.
been following mostly the maps on the
Makes sense.
as far as workshop content goes, as that is my discipline. My area of expertise, if you will.
Run away here and grab some armor. So I'm just asking, if you guys have questions, go ahead and ask. I'm actually playing right now with Stormseeker, who is our lead designer. If you, I don't know if he's gonna hate me for saying this, but if you want to ask questions about Zen, he's the one to ask.
Oh no! Why would you say that? Now you've opened the floodgates on poor Chris Chen.
I'm sure there was something that made me, that he did that he deserves it for. I don't know. That's right, there's a pathway now on Lambda Bunker. I forgot about that. Who said anything? I'm looking through. Is there questions? Popped out 3 grenades and I hit all the people. Alright, missed everyone. So Niv K Pro is asking about our relationship with Valve.
In what way?
They're asking,
the exact
so
question?
has Valve contacted you guys or helped you in any way with the development of this game?
Valve, our relationship with Valve is one of a
really good. It's
licensor to a licensee for the most part. You know, they're friendly with us and they help us when we need it, but they do not have any like active role in development.
On us.
Yeah, they help us with Steam logistics and all that kind of stuff. But it's not like we're saying, you know, hey, Valve, do you want to make Zen for us? And then, you know, outsourcing it to them.
They were, if we, the one thing I do want to point out is if we ever had any questions or anything that we needed, like help on, like explained or things like that, if we emailed them, they were more than generous with their time.
Yes. Especially before we, you know, when we were still unreleased and our release date was a nebulous point in the future.
They were extremely generous with their time.
Given how difficult we could be to work with sometimes and how disorganized and out of it we could be, they were very helpful and very patient, and they're a good bunch of guys. We have an enormous amount of respect for them.
I am just getting wrecked. 16-man stockyard just doesn't work well.
I don't know, man. I love some 16-man stockyard. I think that 16-man stockyard is
crazy.
I think that 16-man stockyard is some of the most fun that I've had in our game.
Oh, it is.
Especially on launch day when all the servers were full. Yeah. And it was just everything was a 16-player rotation.
Mm-hmm.
That was pretty excellent. It's not, you know, an accurate proving ground for skill when you're playing 16-man stockyard.
It's the closest to a pure deathmatch map you're gonna get.
Yeah,
at large numbers.
It is pure fun, in my opinion.
Also has my favorite Glown location. And
sit down, you Glown.
So I'm actually alright, so Esgore00 in my server has just asked, will there be co-op missions in the game? So the answer to that is we're looking at co-op.
Yeah. Co-op.
We actually the programmer who was working on it just showed some of the stuff that he was working on. It was really cool.
Yes. We're not sure exactly what form that co-op will take.
Yeah.
You know, there's a lot of different models that we've talked about, but it is something that we want to do.
Yeah.
And it's more of an issue of, you know, finding the time and manpower to actually do it. But that is something that we really want to do, and we are excited about it, and we're glad to see that so many people in the community are excited about it too.
Yeah. So yeah, we're looking at a lot of things that some people have, like a lot of people were like, it was one of those, co-op was one of those things that kind of, we might not have been initially looking at it, but based on the community response, we were like, all right, we gotta move this up.
Yeah. There were a couple people on the team, myself included, who were very vocal in supporting that as well.
Yeah, I have my own ideas for co-op. I think, and our programmer who's working on co-op has his ideas. I mean, everyone has their own ideas, so there's gonna be a lot of different things for co-op.
Yeah, so we don't really have any concrete this is what co-op will be like yet, because we haven't decided that ourselves, but that is something that will be worked on in the future.
Is there?
Stay tuned.
I guess we'll ask, like, is there a specific type of co-op that people would prefer? I mean, I'm seeing a lot of different things, like Left 4 Dead style. I'm seeing pure survival. I'm seeing, I've seen like two-person co-op through the campaign. I mean, is there a preferred thing that you guys want to see when it comes to co-op?
Yeah, this is another thing that, because it's so in the early stages of just planning, this is the best time for people to weigh in with opinions, because right now we don't have any ironclad ideas. We're open to pretty much anything as a new avenue for development.
We got the lead.
I'm just laughing at the banter going on in my thing. We actually have a dead hand from, looks like No More Room in Hell. He's playing on my server at the moment. Turret Cube's asking Black Mesa, what are you guys working on at the moment? We can't tell you exactly what we're working on at the moment, except 3 things, I guess. We already said one, just co-op.
Crossfire,
and Zen. So
co-op, Crossfire, Zen. There's also
That's the other thing that we're working on.
Details will be announced soon on this, but there is a other single-player project that we're working on.
Oh, yeah, I've been
which
trying
is
really
going
hard not to say anything about that.
We're not going to give any details for it now, but it's gonna be really good. I'm working on it myself, along with a few other people, and I'm really excited about it. Hopefully, we'll be able to announce it soon.
It's really cool. It's really good.
And that is something that is not terribly far distant in the future.
No.
So, stay tuned for more on that. The secret single-player project.
That isn't Zen.
Yeah, the secret non-Zen.
Apparently there's more single-player stuff to the base Half-Life campaign game than just Zen.
Oh, really?
Apparently, yeah.
Because when I played Half-Life 1, I hit the last 30 minutes and was like, that was all the game, right? I forgot about the previous levels.
Oh, we got Josh on here too. We have to bug. I actually need to bug Josh. I'll have to bug that. So how we launched in May, right? So we launched it at the beginning of May. There is one thing here that I have not seen. I think I've only seen 1 or 2 people make a comment about it. There's still a couple of secrets left in Black Mesa that some people haven't found, and I'm actually going to talk about it in hopes that maybe people will go and find it. Or maybe I've just missed it. But the boats. Have you seen anything about the boats?
I haven't.
I haven't either, and I'm I can't tell if I'm upset that people haven't found them, or really proud because we hid them so well.
We did a good job. I think that's all the detail we should go into about the boats. But the boats have a special place in the hearts and minds of the development team.
Can we give the story about why there's boats? Can we give the story about the boats?
Okay, let's share a story with our loving community.
I know some people really
the
like
origin
hearing
of the boats.
Some people like hearing these stories, so we're gonna.
Yeah. So one of our developers,
who will not be named.
Who will not be named. We'll call him Jar Jar for here. from this point on, Jar Jar has a little bit of a. He greatly dislikes props in maps that seem out of place.
Mm-hmm.
One of the first examples of this were some little ties that looked like they would be used on a dock to tie up boats that were in an early version of Gasworks. And he was upset that there were boat ties in an underground facility where there would clearly not be boats. So we then proceeded to put boats on every multiplayer map.
Sometimes even 2, actually. At one point,
there are more than 1 boat on certain maps.
And so it kind of became the inside joke now. So all of the multiplayer maps, and maybe a single player map, have boats, and that's all we'll say. I'll keep an eye out, and if you happen to find
boat,
if you can find every boat,
my favorite
send us
is
a tweet or a Facebook.
There was one of the developers. I slipped a boat into his map without him knowing, and he didn't know for maybe 6 months.
Yeah. Actually, I don't think he noticed until after launch. if I'm trying to remember correctly.
We are using a custom build of the source engine as an answer to.
Who asked me that?
Yeah, someone asked about the version of the source engine that we're using, and this is another very this is another question that we get a lot.
Mm-hmm. The Franken engine.
Yeah, what we're using is we have a license for, I believe, the Orange Box version of the engine, and then from that base, our programmers have made all sorts of modifications and brought in features from other versions of the engine and that kind of stuff.
Yeah, we've recreated like some of the best parts of almost all the engines. So
yeah,
and
it's a big.
You guys can
Frankenstein
use it. I
monster.
mean, you can build stuff in it and make your own mods through at least Black Mesa mods through it with the with what we have. So. So Chris is asking me where the golden crowbar is.
That's a secret that I will take with me to my grave.
Yeah. I'm getting owned here because I'm not really paying too much attention. I'm 0-7 because I'm running around and answering questions and laughing and having fun. Ooh, I got a kill! Nice. This is the downside of streaming and playing at the same time.
It's a little tricky to concentrate on both.
But yeah, so the boats. So let's see, we covered the boats. Finally, after I just keep getting wrecked, so I'm not even paying attention.
Hide the Ivan the Space Biker action figure model that I made somewhere in one of the levels.
I don't think we've hid anything.
I don't know if that existed. I mean, you might have to hit up whatever developer made that promise.
But as far as I know, we aren't hiding any Ivan. No Ivan.
Yeah, the addition, having voice chat finally working properly is definitely a godsend. Thank you, programming team, for fixing the broken version of the engine that we got.
Chris is talking about you over here on this server. He's saying, I hear that one of the programmers named Jordan made this map.
Oh boy, yeah,
We're on Stack.
the other developer server, new NYC3, is running Stack, which is
our new map.
Our newest map. It is
And
the
it's
only
unique.
original map in our rotation.
At the moment. We plan to add more.
Yes,
I'm
there will
working
be
on
many.
one. I'm not too sure I like it though.
There will be many more. We have lots of good original multiplayer content in the future. But I mean, as our all of our press releases go, these things take time.
So Turret Cube is asking, is there a boat on Stack? Since it's a new one.
Is there a boat on Stack? Of course there is. I made it.
Jordan's the one who started. Jordan's not the developer that we were talking about, but Jordan is one of the people though who kind of pushed.
I am the biggest proponent of boats in multiplayer maps.
Yeah.
I think this is an example that more AAA titles could, stand to learn from.
How does the new crossbow model look? We haven't shown that off. I don't think we are.
Oh, we haven't
Did we
shown
announce that there was going to be a new crossbow model?
Yes, we did. We've confirmed all of the new weapon models that we're currently working on.
Okay. I kind of get lost. I should know
Yeah,
all these things. But I don't.
the new crossbow model is looking pretty great. It definitely has very strong vibes of the original. It's
Yes.
much more Half-Life 1 looking, but still modern era.
Yeah. We've been playing with it. Actually,
It's been on the dev build for a bit now.
it was actually in the cross. If you want to see it, I didn't pick it up, but you can actually see the new crossbow in the Crossfire stuff I was doing. Because I flew by the crossbow a couple of times. I actually made a comment about crossbow placement, but I forgot that we were getting a new one. I was so used to having the old having the new one.
Oh yeah, we have someone just reported an issue. We don't have a HUD indicator for voice chat.
No,
I think
pretty sure
that's
Dennis and all them.
that's a known, yeah, known bug.
That's a known bug. I will double check the bug tracker though to make sure.
That might be fixed in the development build. I'm not sure. We'll have to. I'll check out on that. But that's something that is known and will be fixed in the immediate future.
Yeah, as soon as we can.
I mean, just getting voice chat functional was a bit of an ordeal.
Oh, yes, I killed Chris after the whistle.
My connection timed out real quick. Let's rejoin this.
When are we going to see more character customization? Asks Boogeyman for Boogeyman.
Oh, that's something that we have planned out and have been meaning to work on for a while. But that's another thing that's kind of fallen victim to the shortage of programming workforce.
Yeah.
But that's another thing that's going to be fixed up pretty soon. I really can't overstate enough how big of a deal it is that we're hiring new programmers.
And that
that's
also
been
ties in with
the single biggest bottleneck that we've been dealing with. That's the biggest roadblock, is our lack of programming workforce and our overworked programmers. So in the immediate future, we're going to see probably a dedicated programmer working on just fixing and improving multiplayer, which is a huge deal because up until this point, you know, they single player bugs, engine improvements, and multiplayer, you know, all within the same couple of people. So pretty soon multiplayer will be getting a lot more love on the programming front. So character customization, new game modes, bug fixes, you know, more feature complete
things.
Multiplayer, everything's in the future.
And guess who 312 is asking the fourth most asked question is when is non-PC versions of Black Mesa coming out? And like the same answer that I've been giving at the same time is that we have internal versions.
Yeah, we have internal versions that function and they're pretty good, but they
aren't
as
polished.
far as they're not polished. They're kind of like they're in the state that the PC version was shortly before launch.
And we need to get around to actually polishing them up. So.
Yeah, as far as I know, that's something that's just kind of we need to get someone to work on that for a bit, and then it'll be ready.
So it's the usual. It'll come when it's ready.
Yeah, but that's a fairly near future thing because those are pretty far along already. It's just a matter of final polish and all that.
Yeah. So playing Bounce for a moment. Trying to think, was there any changes to Bounce recently? I don't remember. So Oni Shinobi is asking how is progress on Zen looking. Can you talk about it all? And they are personally waiting to buy the game until it's complete. And there's a lot of people in that. And
that's a very common and understandable opinion that a lot of people have.
we will happily say right now, if you're waiting to buy Black Mesa, either for it to be on sale or if you're waiting for Zen, we aren't angry at you. We're perfectly fine with that, and that is a-okay. In terms of Zen progress, we were talking about it earlier in the sense that we've seen some stuff. We're not ready to talk about it just yet, but it is progressing along very nicely, and it is on schedule, if not ahead of it.
Yes, we have an internal schedule that we, don't publicize because internal schedules have a tendency of not being met. But Zen is coming along quickly, and it's not going to be, years and years and years before you see Zen. Zen is going to happen.
So,
especially now that we've got, we're so much more organized. Like the last few months of development leading up to the Steam release were an enormous help for us in just streamlining how our process works. And now that we've got paid employees as opposed to random volunteers, everything is going much smoother and progress is moving much more quickly.
So see, is there any questions? I haven't had any questions show up. I just had Chris hitting me in the face with the 257. So let's see. Favorite, so not counting your own, so no saying Undertow. You can't use Undertow. But favorite multiplayer map?
Favorite multiplayer map? That's a tough one. I'm gonna have to go with Gasworks probably. I love me some big maps.
Gasworks is fun. I just love the verticality. I think that personally I like Bounce.
Bounce is a close second, and I think
I have a bit of a favor for Subtransit only because I have affinity for trains, but
coming from Mr. End of the Line.
Yeah.
Oh.
So, Obi Shinobi is just saying, nope, don't mind giving you guys full price for the game, as I know how shit it's been in the past few years, but can you give any idea of its eventual release in a broad sense, like Q2 2016 or something? No. No. When it's ready, we will announce when it's ready, and when we have a date to say, you will know. That is the one thing, though. I think that's like, we are pretty much transparent on just about everything. Zen is the one thing that we aren't transparent on, and that is a team decision.
Yeah, well, I mean, the release of Zen is going to be definitely more than like 6 months off. And it's that beyond 6 months, it's extraordinarily difficult to predict an accurate date on anything, just because, you know, we're a small team.
Yeah, anything can happen.
Yeah.
Anything can change, and I mean, it's always risky when, like, I know one of the companies for a game that I absolutely loved, they just announced that they were going to have what they were working on done by the end of 2015, and that is already really risky to say in a situation, because they're doing something similar to what we're doing, where they show development type stuff and they do progression, but theirs is on a much bigger scale.
Yeah. Promising things ahead of time is risky, and you know, we've fallen into that pit. You know, everyone thought that the mod version of Black Mesa was vaporware for years because we kept announcing release dates and then not meeting them. So we'd rather come up with internal schedules that we're more comfortable with and not, you know, overshoot. We don't want to be too eager to throw out dates and, you know, give ourselves publicly binding deadlines and then miss them, because that reflects poorly on us, and we'd rather take a little bit longer before we show something off.
Guess who 312 is asking about if Black Mesa assets are going to be in Gary's mod? We don't have any plans to do that.
We don't have any control over that either. That's entirely up to the Gary's mod team.
Yeah,
you'd have to, you know, if you want that in Gary's mod, you know, go talk to Gary's mod.
I don't know much. I don't know.
I don't know how their team structure works, but it's entirely their decision. So, you know, if that's something that's a big deal for a lot of players, by all means, approach the Gmod team and request it. And then, you know, if that's something they want to pursue, then it might happen.
If Gary's watching, you know how to contact us.
Yep. I mean, if you want to come play games with us, you're welcome to. We won't play Bounce because we know your opinion on that map. But
that is for those who are semi-confused on that tweet. So we won't get into that. But that was referencing a large tweet.
We won't get into our Gary Newman's opinions of our specific multiplayer maps.
We respect everyone's opinions.
Yes.
Except this guy. This guy. No, he went to the teleport. Dang it. So, future chest chambers. Future test chambers. I'm thinking we're gonna probably do another one here in what's today's date? The 13th. So we'll probably do one in 2 weeks. On the 27th, I think.
Concrete dates for that will obviously be posted on the forums.
Yeah. When I get a concrete date for that, I'll do it. I'll plan out something fun for that. Maybe I haven't done a community spotlight in a while, so I think I'll do another community spotlight on mods.
See what the workshop folks are up to.
Hazard Course folks, if you're there, come talk to me.
Our most valued homies.
Yeah, come talk to us. We'll definitely wanna have you guys on this to chat about what you're working on. If you want to come show it off too, that'd be fine. We can get that set up. So, any other questions from you guys? I don't even know what time it is.
Yeah, we're it's been an hour and a half, including our little technical mishap.
Multiple technical mishaps.
Yeah, our multiple technical mishaps.
I can't actually control. We
someone
asked
asked.
The first one. Can't control the side. Can't control the internet droppage. But go on.
Some D4 asked, "What was the most annoying map to work on?"
Gasworks.
Gasworks, do you think? Gasworks had the most technical issues.
It came down, even I tried to fix some of the technical issues on Gasworks, which I actually think some of them are around. We should give some background on that really quick, just to give the idea of what exactly should we give the idea of, or give the technical background issue on what's going on, or what happened with Gasworks during development. It was big. Gasworks is easily our largest multiplayer map, and it actually came close to hitting a lot of limits for Source Engine. And by doing so, when you start hitting limits on Source Engine, things start to happen. Things start to break down. And in one specific corner of the map, something would happen where you would walk into that corner and everything would become wireframe because of these limits, and it would start throwing errors at you. So it got passed around.
Nasty.
It got passed around. I think I did stuff for it. I made some props for. I converted some props for Chan. I think Jordan, you looked at it. JP looked at it.
I did some really ugly the stuff that I did was trimming down the amount of rendering the engine had to do in the most dirty, nitty-gritty type way, just by restructuring buildings and stuff to use the absolute bare minimum number of vertices and triangles. That was an experience that I don't hope to repeat at any point in the future. But yeah, we got a little overambitious with Gasworks.
But Gasworks was probably the most annoying multiplayer map to work on. Omelette05 is asking, do you enjoy this adventure? Do you enjoy working with Black Mesa?
Yeah, I mean,
it's fun.
Yeah.
I can't really say anything.
It's especially cool because it's a small team.
Yeah.
And if I were working on any other project that with a larger team or a more hierarchical system, I wouldn't have any influence over what I'm doing. Working on Black Mesa, I get a great deal of creative control, and I get to decide what I work on. Even though now we're getting paid, it's very much organized like it was before, and that it's kind of a flat, if you want to take on a new task.
To Valve, but with our own spin on it.
Yeah. If you want to work on something, you can. If you think something would be a very good addition to the game, I can advocate for that, and many things that I've advocated for have ended up
the stream is one of those things that I was like, we definitely need to do this. I think this is something we should do, and they were like, yeah, let's do it.
And then the stream happened.
And the stream happened. And then also, let's see, Ed Santos keeps asking about the promo items, so I might as well. I should probably address those. Don't have any news on those right now. I honestly kind of they've kind of slipped off to the side for other higher priority projects.
Updates on what?
The TF2 promo items.
Oh.
From the workshop. They actually did really well, but I need to
Yeah, that's something that we have to deal with Valve. That's something that we'd love to do, but the process for doing that is a little tricky.
Yeah. And it's different now than it was before, so we can't really say too much more about it beyond the fact that we would love to do them if we can, but right now there's a few other things higher on my list of priorities to do.
Yeah, I mean, if you want, I'll have a chat with some people later, and we'll see what the progress on that are.
Yeah.
Progress on those are. And see if we can get anything going on those, because I was super pumped about those when we saw the first.
Everyone wants the crowbar. I know I want the crowbar.
And those items are gorgeous. Do you know who made those? Let's give a shout out to whatever artist.
Yeah, there's Robert Chinner. I think his Steam name is
Rob Chinner.
Rozzy.
Yeah, a true hero.
He's great.
Is he American? Because I don't want to call him a true American hero if he isn't American.
He's a true hero. I know.
Okay, whatever. He's a true hero of whatever nationality he is.
He's worked on other TF2 things. There's a few of us who actually do TF2 stuff on the team too.
Yeah.
But
such as Mr. End of the Line.
I worked on End of the Line, and I mean Gunmetal, but
Snowplow.
That's kind of how our team ends up working. Is that we have a lot of people working on different things. I'm not going to name off the games that people have worked on because that's a long list, and that's kind of up for their own. That's up for their own thing to say. We
get a lot of people learn from the experiences that they have working on a lot of different projects and kind of bring them all back here. So we get a nice little melting pot of experience.
Yeah. And then I think we'll be ending here soon. But the big question that was asked by Turret Cube: cats or dogs?
I'm gonna alienate a lot of fans by saying this, but I'm gonna go with cats.
This is tough for me.
This question hits home for me because my new place doesn't allow pets, which was a devastating blow to me.
I used to be like a pure cat person, and then my fiance's sister got a dog, and her dog is adorable and is fun and is probably far more energetic than it actually needs to be. But I'm gonna say cats, but it's a really close one. You
don't lie. You know what team you're on. You're just acting conflicted.
Yeah, I'm totally on Team Cats. Woo, Team Cats. I think on Splatoon just asked that question for one of their Splatfests, and they were like, "Are you a cat person or a dog person?" I'm like, "Totally a cat person." And then we lost because apparently the Splatoon population are dog people.
Disgusting.
And Boogeyman is asking cats or snarks. Snarks, hand down. End of contest. No more discussion. Guess Who 312 is asking about a sound bug where you reload your current weapon and pick up extra ammo. The sound for reloading cuts out and doesn't finish the reload sound. I don't know about that bug.
Yeah,
I don't think we have a couple of bugs. I know that we have a couple of bugs that I know of related to reloading that I've brought up and have mentioned, but I don't know that one. So I will look at our tracker, make sure that there is if there is something there, I will make sure it is known that it is there. If it isn't, I'll put it there myself. But I think on that note, I think we are going to be done for the night. So we went a little over, I figured, just to make up for all the technical issues that we had. So quick recap. We apologize for the month and a half, the amount of time it took to get a patch out just to fix a couple of simple bugs. And we're gonna get better at that. Crossfire is coming. You will be able to get almost you'll have weekly updates on how it's coming.
Yes, you will never have to worry about where Crossfire is. You will know.
Yes. And
follow the forums. Check those blog posts if you're interested, and we want to hear your opinions.
Yep. And the next blog post will probably either be coming out tonight or tomorrow. Probably tomorrow. Just because it'll be a better time to do it. So until then, thank you everyone for playing. Thank you everyone for watching. Thank you for sticking around during our technical issues. My apologies on this. presuming that
we actually didn't lose a single active stream viewer during that interruption.
That was good.
It was a good timing though, because we hyped up now for Crossfire, and then everyone, yeah.
Yes. Guess who is asking again if this is gonna be on YouTube? Assuming that my disconnect didn't break the recording, yes, this will be on YouTube. Within the next 5 days. I'm gonna be better at doing that now.
Let's get that up as soon as
possible. That'll be up as soon as possible. I might even just render it tonight. I'll have to stitch everything together though because of technical issues. So again, thank you everyone for watching. Stay tuned to Facebook, Twitter, our forums, which is forums.blackmesasource.com. Stay around to those for news on the Crossfire beta that's going to be coming up, and all the other things that we're working on with Crossfire, along with all the other news. If you have like fan content, if you make a really cool like Black Mesa related sketch, or if you happen to make a like a baby snark, 1, I will buy it. 2, send us a picture, and we will totally love to share that type of stuff around Facebook and Twitter. If you have a community server and you want some people to play it, let us know a week in advance. We'll check it out, and we'll.
And most importantly, if you've got custom content, if you make a mod or a map or anything that you think is exceptional and you'd like us to take a look at it, post it up there, and we'll be crawling through looking for shining contributions from the community to feature.
We'll share stuff with you if you guys share stuff with us. and so that's what.
Let's make a deal.
So again, thank you everyone for watching. My name's Joe. That's Jordan, and we will see you next time
on the test chamber.
Dun dun dun. I really should make like an ending thing. That'd be fun. Anyways, see you everyone. Have a good evening.
Thank you, everybody.